Welcome back to Second Life. This is Sauyer Flanagan on Vassar College Island at the recreation of the Sistine Chapel. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use the camera controls by using the Alt and Control keys on your keyboard. Normally, your point of view is from above and behind your avatar. There are a couple of ways you can change this without moving your avatar. First, hold down the Alt key on your keyboard, that's to the left of your spacebar, and left click somewhere, some object that is off center from your avatar. I'm going to click on the chapel above and to the right of the door. Now notice that your cursor now looks like a magnifying glass with a plus sign in the center of it. And that point where I just clicked has centered up in my Second Life viewer. I'll do that again. I'm going to hold down the Alt key on my keyboard, and I'm going to move my cursor over to this blue sign, and I'm going to left click, and now the blue sign is centered up in the viewer. Now if you continue to hold down the Alt key, left click and hold the button on your mouse and push your mouse forward, you'll zoom in on that focal point. If you pull back on the mouse, you'll zoom out. Now you can rotate your camera view over 360 degrees on the horizontal plane if you hold down the Alt key, left click, and drag your mouse either to the left or to the right. Think of it as a camera on a tripod. When you turn the tripod to the left, you move to the right. When you move it to the right, you pan left. Now, when you want to return to your normal default point of view, just press one of the arrow keys on your keyboard. Okay, next we're going to try holding down the Control and Alt keys at the same time and then clicking on the blue sign. It's centered up again, but this time our cursor is a almost complete circle with an arrowhead on the end of it. Continue to hold down the Control and Alt keys and hold down the left button on your mouse and move your mouse to the left. And it's doing that pan again that we saw when we held down the Alt key. If I move it to the right, we rotate to the left, but if you push the mouse forward and backward, you will rotate up and down. Think of it again as a camera on a tripod. You can tilt the camera down, and you can tilt the camera up, and you can tilt it to the sides. And once again, when you're ready to return to your default point of view, just press one of the arrow keys on your keyboard. And now we're ready to go inside the chapel and take a look around. So I'm just going to move my avatar up here using the arrow keys. You can see the floor and part of the wall to the side and in front of you. We want to look further up, but I'm not going to move my avatar. I'm actually going to change my camera view using the Alt and Control keys. So I'm going to hold down the Alt key. Notice my cursor has changed to the magnifying glass, and I'm going to click on the wall in front of me, up towards the top of the viewer. Now I can see that entire wall, and I can start to see part of the ceiling. I'm going to click on the ceiling now, and I can see even more. Now I want to zoom in. I'm going to hold down the Alt key, I'm going to left click on my mouse, and I'm going to push my mouse forward, and now I can zoom in on the ceiling. I'm going to move my mouse to the left. Now I'm rotating around. Notice I haven't moved my avatar. I'm going to move my mouse to the right. I'm still holding down the left button on my mouse and the Alt key on the keyboard. And I'm going to zoom back out by pulling the mouse toward me. Oh, a little too far. push that back in. I'm going to left click on the right wall. So now the right wall where I just clicked is centered up. And I'll left click and hold and push the mouse forward so I can zoom in. And I'm going to move the mouse to the right so I can tilt and look around that way. And I will left click a little further down on the wall. And now that is centered up. I'll left click and drag the mouse toward me to zoom out. Too far. And when I want to return to my default point of view, I'm just going to press one of the arrow keys on the keyboard. And this is just me looking around using the position of my avatar. And that's it. It takes a little getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, it's much more useful than trying to position your avatar to look around, especially looking up. So good luck.